So Apple just quietly did something that most people didn't even notice at first, but once you see it you can't unsee it, because the $599 Mac Mini is basically gone. And if you go right now and try to buy one, you'll realize the cheapest option sitting there is now $799. And at first glance it feels like Apple just increased the price, but that's not exactly what happened, and this is where things get interesting, because technically Apple didn't raise the price, they just removed the cheapest model entirely, which changes everything about how people perceive the product. And this is classic Apple strategy, where instead of saying, hey, we're increasing prices, they simply eliminate the lower tier option, and suddenly your entry point shifts higher without making a big announcement. And if you look closely, the new base model is actually the same machine, but now it starts with 512 gigabytes of storage instead of 256 gigabytes, and that might sound like a small change, but it completely reshapes the buying decision. Because let's be honest, in 2026, 256 gigabytes on a desktop is almost a joke, especially if you're doing anything beyond basic browsing or office work. And if you're into editing, gaming, or content creation, you're going to fill that up insanely fast. And that's exactly what Apple is betting on, because they know users will eventually need more storage. So instead of offering a cheaper option that people outgrow quickly, they're pushing everyone into a higher baseline, which also increases their average selling price and profits at the same time. And now some reports, like the one from the Wall Street Journal, are trying to connect this move to the AI boom, saying desktops are suddenly in higher demand because of AI workloads. But honestly, that explanation feels a bit off, because while AI is definitely growing, most average Mac Mini buyers are not running heavy AI models locally. They're still using cloud-based tools. So this feels less like an AI-driven pricing shift and more like Apple preparing for its next hardware cycle, especially with the expected M5 Mac Mini on the horizon. And if you've been following leaks, you already know that Apple has been planning to standardize higher storage across devices, and this move lines up perfectly with that strategy, because removing the 256 gigabytes option now makes it easier to transition everything into a new baseline later without confusion. And here's another thing that adds fuel to this theory: if you try to order the current Mac Mini, you'll notice delivery times are getting pushed way out into mid-June, which is not normal for a product that's supposed to be readily available, and that usually signals one of two things: either supply constraints, or Apple is slowly phasing out existing inventory to make room for something new. And if you connect the dots, this timing lines up almost perfectly with WWDC, which is happening in June. And while Apple doesn't always launch hardware at WWDC, they've definitely done it before, like with the Vision Pro back in 2023, so it's not crazy to think we might see an M5 Mac Mini announcement. And if that happens, then this whole situation makes even more sense, because Apple is clearing out the old configuration structure and setting a new price expectation. So when the M5 drops starting at $799, people won't feel like it's a price hike. They'll just see it as the new normal. And that's how Apple controls perception. Because pricing isn't just about numbers, it's about psychology and what people get used to seeing. And once $799 becomes the baseline, nobody is going to remember the $599 option even existed. And honestly, from a user perspective, this change is both good and bad, because yes, you're paying more upfront, but you're also getting a configuration that's actually usable long-term, because 512 gigabytes should be the minimum in today's world. And if you've ever owned a 256 gigabytes machine, you already know the struggle of constantly managing storage, deleting files, moving things around, or relying on external drives, which completely kills the clean desktop experience that the Mac Mini is supposed to offer. And speaking from experience, even 512 gigabytes fills up faster than you expect, especially if you're installing games, editing videos, or working with large files. And that brings up another important point: the Mac Mini has quietly become one of the best value desktop computers in the market, even at $799, because when you look at the performance you're getting with Apple Silicon, it's still incredibly hard to beat, especially in that compact form factor and low power consumption. And that's why this product is so important for Apple, because it pulls in a wide range of users, from casual buyers to developers to content creators and even small businesses. And by adjusting the entry point, Apple is basically saying, if you want into this ecosystem, this is the price you pay now. And that might push some budget buyers away, but it also strengthens the overall positioning of the product as a more premium offering. And now the big question is, what happens next? Because if the M5 Mac Mini launches, what kind of upgrades are we actually going to see? And if leaks are anything to go by, we could be looking at improvements in CPU and GPU performance, better efficiency, possibly enhanced AI capabilities on device, and maybe even new configurations or a Mac Mini Pro variant, which a lot of people have been waiting for, and that would make sense because right now there's a gap between the Mac Mini and higher-end Macs, and filling that gap could open up a whole new segment for Apple and drive even more sales. And if they combine that with a refined pricing structure, then this move we're seeing right now is just the beginning of a bigger shift. And honestly, this is why following Apple is so interesting, because they don't just release products, they carefully orchestrate changes over time, so that by the time you notice what's happening, it already feels normal. And that's exactly what we're seeing here with the disappearance of the $599 Mac Mini. It's not just about one model being removed, it's about resetting expectations for the future and preparing users for what's coming next. And whether you like it or not, this is probably the direction things are going. Because as technology evolves, baseline specs increase, and companies adjust pricing accordingly. And while it might feel like we're losing a great budget option, we're also moving toward a more practical standard that actually fits modern usage. And now everything comes down to June, because WWDC could either confirm all of this or completely surprise us. And if Apple does announce a new Mac Mini lineup, then this current situation will make perfect sense in hindsight. But if they don't, then we're looking at a permanent shift in pricing strategy, which could have ripple effects across their entire product line. And either way, it's a big moment for one of Apple's most underrated products. So if you're thinking about buying a Mac Mini right now, you might want to wait just a little longer, because the next version could change the game completely, and that's where things get really exciting.